Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Di sini kita akan membahas lab Linux servers. Di sini you will use the Linux command line to identify server running on a given computer. Instruction Part 1. Servers are essentially programs written to provide specific information upon request. Clients, which are also programs, reach out to the server, place the request, and wait for the server response. Many different client-server communication technologies can be used, with the most common being IP network. This lab focus on IP network-based server and client. Step 1. Access the command line. After that, step 2. Display the service currently running. Many different programs can be running on a given computer, especially a computer running a Linux operating system. Many programs run in the background, so user may not immediately detect that what programs are running on a given computer. In Linux, running programs are also called process. Use the ps command to display all the program running in the background. Okay, see. Oke, ya tampilannya akan seperti ini. Sudah masukkannya. Kemudian, uh, why was it necessary to run ps as root? Oke, uh, karena beberapa proses bukan milik pengguna analis dan mungkin tidak akan ditampilkan jika PS dijalankan sebagai analis saja yang merupakan akun pengguna biasa. Kemudian, in Linux, programs can also call other programs. The PS command can also be used to display such process hierarchy. Use -egh option to display the currently running process tree after starting the Nginx web server with elevated privilege. Okay, so we're going to sudo usr sbin dan nginx. Oh ya, belum diinstal ternyata di sini. Kemudian sudo ps min egh. Oke, seperti yang dilihat. Nginx nya tidak muncul karena belum diinstal servernya. How is the process hierarchy represented by PS? Melalui indentation. Oke, kemudian as mentioned before, servers are essentially programs often started by the system itself at boot time. The task performed by a server is called a service. In such fashion, a web server provides a web service. The netstat command is a great tool to help identify the network server running on a computer. The power of netstat lies on its ability to display network connection. In the terminal windows, type netstat. Right, netstat. Oke, oke, sepertinya kalau uh, jika kita mengetik netstat akan muncul program-program yang berjalan di belakang, tapi seperti ini tidak muncul di sini. Kemudian use netstat with the tune app option to adjust the output of netstat. Oke, let's use sudo netstat tune app. Okay, there they are. And then, what is the meaning of the T, U, N, and A and P option in netstat? A menampilkan soket untuk listening dan non-listening. Min N untuk menggunakan keluaran numerik tanpa DNS port layanan atau resolusi user. Kemudian P menampilkan PID dari proses pemilik koneksi. dan T menunjukkan koneksi TCP, dan kemudian U menampilkan koneksi UDP. Kemudian, is the order of the option important to netstat? Sepertinya tidak, karena urutan opsi itu tidaklah relevan. Kemudian, client will connect to a port and using the correct protocol request information from a server. The netstat output above display a number of services that are currently listening on specified port. Interesting column are the first column show the layer for protocol. Oke, ini sepertinya menjelaskan dari netstat yang ditampilkan di ini, di screenshotan yang tersedia. Kemudian, based on the netstat output show in item D, what is the layer 4 protocol? Layer 4 protocol connection status and PID of the process running on port 80. TCP listening and TCP listening and in port 395. While port number are just a convention, can you guess what kind of service is running on port 80 TCP? Itu adalah web server. Kemudian, sometimes it is useful to cross the information provided by netstat with PS. Based on output of item D, it's known that a process with PID 395 is bound to TCP in port 80. Port 395 is used in this example. Use PS and grep and grep to list all lines of the PS output that contain PID 395. Replace 395 with PID number for your particular running instance Nginx. Karena di sini kita tidak memakai karena di sini tampilannya tidak sama seperti yang berada di lab, jadi kita lanjutkan saja ke penjelasan berikutnya. In the output above, the PS command is piped through the grep command to filter for only the lines containing the number 395. The result is 3 lines with text wrapping. The first line shows a process owned by the root user, started by another process with PID at 1933. The second line shows a process with PID 396 owned by the HTTP user, started by process 395 at 1933. The third line shows a process owned by the analyst user with PID 3789, started by a process with PID 1872 as the grep 395 command. The process PID 395 in Nginx. How could that be concluded from the output above? Berdasarkan kolom terakhir baris 1, keluarnya menunjukkan baris perintah Nginx. And what is Nginx and what is function? Nginx adalah sebuah web server. The second line shows that process 396 is owned by a user named HTTP and has process number 395 as its parent process. What does that mean? Is this common behavior? Nginx memulai proses 396 di bawah nama pengguna HTTP. Ini normal karena Nginx berjalan sendiri untuk setiap klien yang terhubung ke port 80 TCP. And why is the last line showing grep 395? Karena grep 395 digunakan untuk memfilter keluaran PS. Saat keluaran dikompilasi, grep 395 masih berjalan dan oleh karena itu ia muncul di daftar. Selanjutnya part 2, using Telnet to test TCP service. Telnet is a simple remote shell application. We continue in part 1. Nginx was found to be running and assigned to port 80 TCP. Although a quick internet search revealed that Nginx lightweight web server, how would an analyst be sure of that? What if an attacker changed the name of a malware program to Nginx just to make it look like popular web server? Use Telnet to connect to the local host on port TCP. Let's try it. telnet 127.0.0.180. Okay, we cannot connect it to port 80. And next, press a few letters on keyboard and any key will work. After a few keys are pressed, press enter below. Is the full output including the telnet connection established and the random keys pressed. Ya, ini adalah tampilan yang sebenarnya akan tampil jika programnya berjalan. Kemudian test to the telnet protocol is clear. TCP connection was established by the telnet client directly to the Nginx server. Is turning on 127.0.0.1 in port 80 TCP. Kemudian why was the error sent as a web page? Nginx adalah server web, karena itu dia hanya menggunakan protokol HTTP. While the server reported error terminate the connection, we were able to learn a lot. We learned that the Nginx with PID 395 is a fact a web server. The version Nginx is 1.16.1. The network stack of our CyberOps workstation VM is fully functional. The network stack of our CyberOps workstation VM is fully functional all the way to layer 7. And last part, looking the netstat presented earlier, it is possible to see a process attached to port 22. Use telnet to connect to it. Alright. The output using must be telnet 127.0.0.122. Let's try with sudo then. Telnet 127.0.0.122. Yep, we cannot. Jadi jika servernya sudah terhubung, terinstall, dia akan tampilan seperti ini. Kemudian lanjut ke reflection question. What are the advantages of using netstat? Netstat memungkinkan kita untuk menampilkan koneksi yang ada di komputer saat ini. Sumber alamat dan tujuan port ID proses juga akan ditampilkan. Itu akan memberikan gambaran tentang koneksi yang terhubung pada komputer ini. Kemudian, what are the advantages of using telnet? Is it safe? Sepertinya selama tidak digunakan sebagai cell remote, ini akan sangat aman untuk menguji atau mengumpulkan informasi. Oke, sepertinya cukup untuk pembahasan lab Linux server. Terima kasih telah menyaksikan. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.